So, how you all doing, guys? I thought I'd get round to doing sort of like a little overview video of this, or just a little look at it. I'll give you a couple of thoughts and opinions on some stuff on this car too, just in case you looking at it like I did and thinking about getting one. So without further ado, let me just... So yeah, I thought I'd do a little video on this car just to show you a couple of things about it. So this is the chassis, guys. As you already know, it's the HBX 2811 or something like that. I painted these bits silver because all in here was black. I have also put tape inside here so that the lights don't really shine through the shell. Like I said, guys, when you get these cars, they don't really roll the greatest out of the box, as you can see. And I'll tell you what causes that. It's a little bit, they use the same kind of setup what they do in this, in the WI Toys cars. So at the end of your shaft, you got a little flat spot where you can just spin the gear and then push it on. What I think they've done a mistake with this car is they put the flat spots on the same side. So let's just say that this is the shaft. So the flat spots on this side and the flat spots on this side, they haven't done it on opposite sides. So this is the same side. There's a little shaft just in here. You can just see it behind the wire. So the flat spots are on the same side. The flat spots are on the same side. And then what that does, guys, because they're not on opposite sides, it kind of makes your drive shaft go like that. If they'd done on opposite sides, it'd be more straighter. So yeah, that's one of the problems, is they haven't offset or put them on, or put the flat spots on opposite sides of the drive shaft. Also, they would need to do the same thing with the main spur gear, because where the drive shafts meet in the spur gear, again, they're on the same side. So if they'd have done it opposite sides, I think it would have just made the drive line a lot more smoother. So yeah, please take note on that. If they would have put the flat spots on opposite sides in your spur gear and on the drive shaft itself, I think it would make the drive shaft a lot more straighter, and it wouldn't be so bad, because the flat spots are on the same side. It puts your drive shaft like on an angle. So if you took this out and stood it up, it wouldn't be straight like that. It would kind of be going like that, which that was one of the issues why it wouldn't roll out of the box. Obviously the other reason was the pinion and the spur gear was too tight. Another thing, what I think is wrong with this car, I should have charged the battery to demonstrate. I don't have the battery charged for this car to demonstrate it, but I can get a battery to demonstrate it. But I'll just quickly show you what I mean. Now, I can't show you exactly what I mean until I turn the car on. But when you're steering, so let's just say you're driving the car around, you're steering to the right. Under acceleration, because all of this is so flimsy and floppy, is not because of like the joints itself, is the plastics. The plastics are just so flexible. So as you're steering and under power, the steering kind of straightens itself back out. So it's kind of like you got a gyro, but without having a gyro. So the more you try to turn in, let's just say to do a donut to the right, so you're turning into donut to the right, the steering, instead of being on lock like this, it will kind of gradually go back like that. The more acceleration you give it, the more it goes back. which is a bit shit really, especially if you want to drift it around and do donuts on power slides. Yeah, it's not very good. Let me see if I can find the battery and I'll see if I can demonstrate. So before I do demonstrate, guys, this is the battery that comes with the car. I always say it's like 2 AAA batteries. And then this is like for WL Toys, like buggy kind of car, like you get them with a lot of the smaller cars. So yeah, just so you can see the size comparison of the batteries. I would say it's kind of like what you would put in your Charisma car, maybe. Obviously the connector's a different connector, but yeah, it's similar. No, actually it's not, is it? No, it's not, guys. Oh. No, it's not, because it's a lot smaller, actually. Flip that around so you can see it better. Yeah, actually, no, it's not. Well, anyway. Yeah, I would say it's like 2 AAA batteries in there, where this is like 2 AA batteries. But anyway, this is the battery I'm going to use just to show you, because I need to charge this. But I'll use this one just to show you what I'm on about. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you in 2 seconds, and I'll see if I can do it. Also, another thing I want to note before I run it, on the controller, this is quite hard for me to do, guys, because I've got no one to hold the camera. So on the controller, obviously the batteries go in the bottom. But as you will note, there you go, it does show you on the bottom there, actually, plus and minus. Just there, look. At first I didn't notice that, so I kept putting the batteries in the wrong way around. But yeah, now I just noticed that. See that, plus, minus. Now I noticed that. So that way, so they go like that. Now I'm hoping I will be able to show you what I mean with the steering. I don't know if it'll do it off the floor, but it will do what I was on about when you're steering and it kind of goes back. It will do that when you're driving the car. Right. Again, guys, you have to try and bear with me a little bit. I've got no one to hold the camera. So, right, power on. And just turn it on there. So that's on. Right. So now let me see if I can demonstrate. Let me switch hands with the camera. Right, so if I steer to the right. Oh, you see it stays there when there's when the car's not on the floor. The steering stays there when it's not on the floor. But if you're driving it round on the floor, the steering, so when you're steering like left or right, left or right, it don't really matter which direction. If the car's on the floor, the steering will start going back like straight. It's a shame I can't really show you that with it off the ground, but it only must do it when it's on the floor under power. Let's switch hands again. Fuck me, I need to be an octopus. Yeah, see, it doesn't stay like that. Yeah, it doesn't stay like that when it's on the floor, guys. Not a very good demonstration. But that's obviously because it's not doing what I'm trying to explain off the floor. But trust me, on the floor, yeah, if you're steering like right or left, so if you're steering this way, it'll go back that way. If you're steering this way, it'll go back. Like, it almost kind of goes back center. It's, like I said, it's almost like you've got a gyro, but without a gyro. But other than that, it's a real simple car. It's nothing too fancy. I'm just going to have to pop you like that for 2 seconds, guys. And then yeah, just so you can see how I've done the wires for the lights. So literally the front two just run along here to the light switch, and then there's two sets in the back, and then they just run along to the light switch. There's one set there, there's one set there, and these ones are the front ones. And then yeah, where you see light, you just click it on to turn them on, unclick it, turns them off. Other than that, it's a pretty simple car. Like I said, the differentials are fixed. The gears are like, they're like rectangular kind of shape. They're not even round gears as such, which is a shame really, because it means that switching it to a normal differential would be quite tricky, I presume. I mean, unless you can find a differential that will fit in there from another car, which I think would probably be a better option than just having a fixed diff. I think with the front diff, you just want the front one to be a little bit more open. But that's just me. I don't like having the diffs locked. I don't permanently lock my diffs. Like, let's just say if I want it for a power slide car, I would just put heavier weight grease or oil in the rear diff than the front diff. Another thing what I had to do as well, guys, is you see the heat sink. If you notice, I've cut a little L shape out, and that's to go around this bracket. I've had to do the same on the other side, because if you don't notch it out, when you put this on, it will push at an angle. So either push this way or that way, depending on whatever angle. But it won't sit flat against it, or it will, but you'll have to have this further down, so it'll probably come to about where the holes are on the motor. But yeah, I just notched mine out so I could put it up further. Other than that, guys, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about this car, to be honest. Is it worth the 50 quid? I guess that is up to you. I would say, yeah, it's probably worth it if you want it. I mean, it depends if you want this car for 50 quid or if you want to get a WI Toys for 50 quid. It is your own preference. I mean, at the moment, I want one of them. I want to get one of the crawlers. Tom Lee featured one on his channel. I can't remember what it is now, but it's like the Mercedes G-Wagon car. The 1/18 cooler. It looks really awesome, actually. But yeah, with this, I think it's just personal preference. As I said, like, this usually comes as the Ken Block car, so it's got the Mustang body on it. But the reason why I don't really like that Mustang body is because of the monsters signs that come on the car, because they look like where are they to? They look like these monster signs, which I don't really like the look of that. So yeah, that monster sign right there. Look, I don't like that. I like it like that. To me, that's the monster sign. The other one just looks shit. But yeah, and I wanted to go for this because, one, I like Skylines anyway. I mean, who doesn't like a Skyline? And it's got the proper lights, not the crappy ones that go along here. Although it does come with them lights, I just haven't put them on. And this is what I was saying. This is why I was saying in the running video of this car. If I turn it this way, I'll pick that out now. See, just in here is the front drive shaft to the front. I reckon if you take that out and just leave it run with the back one in, so you do away with the front wheel drive, I think this would actually drift better. Obviously, you would need to either take out the front diff and do something to just get the front wheels to roll free on their own, or just leave the front diff in but just take out that drive shaft. But like I said, when you're steering, when it's on the floor, it does do that counter thing, like you got a gyro but you haven't. And yeah, I don't know really what else to say on this, guys, so I'm just going to leave it there. If you got any questions or comments, leave them below. And I guess I'll see you next time, guys. So till the next time, bye peeps.